Hey guys, have you heard of ADF? You want to know what it is? You want to know how to succeed, to lose weight, feel better, look amazing, heal your body, balance your hormones, and so much more. Today I'm offering 3 success tips, 2 bonus tips, and a surprise at the end. So stay tuned. Hi guys, my name is Deborah. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm talking about how to succeed at alternate day fasting, or ADF. So alternate day fasting is a form of intermittent fasting. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, it's a protocol. I do strict ADF or true ADF, which means I fast typically 36 hours, and then I have an eating window of between 8 and 10, and then it repeats. Fast, eat, fast, eat. Sounds simple, right? Well, it can be if you apply this 3-pillar approach that I have, that I've been successful with, and I'm going to share that with you today. So, alternate day fasting, we know what that is. It's a protocol, a program, a structure. We know it's not a diet. We know it's not something we buy. It is something that we implement into our lives. It's a 2-part thing. We fast one day, we eat the next. Fast, eat, repeat. So, what's so difficult about that? It seems like a simple process, right? Well, because we each have individual lives and our lives are built in different ways and different structures, different challenges are going to affect us. These challenges could be around health issues, social issues, financial issues, emotional issues. These are the challenges that each of us are going to experience differently. So that being said, what do? How do we reach our goal? Whether it's weight loss, heal our body, balance our hormones. How do we meet the challenges for each of our individual lives, whether it be social or familial or financial, emotional? How do we succeed with this seemingly simple protocol? So some of the things that I have heard floating around about alternate day fasting are that it's too hard, or people feel too tired, or it interferes with their job, or it interferes with their travel, it interferes with their family life. You have kids, a partner. There's a gazillion things that can make it hard. Yes, it's going to be hard. I think before we even get into the success tips, it's a matter of acceptance. There are going to be things that are hard. Anything that is worth setting a goal for moving towards, to gain success, it's going to be hard. There are going to be challenges. So these success tips is to just accept that there's going to be times that this is hard. There's going to be times that this is going to make you angry. There's going to be times where you want to quit, where you want to bail. But if you accept that those things are a part of the process of achieving anything, so regardless of whether it's weight loss or health benefits or balancing hormones, it's a process that is going to be hard. So here we are. If you're still with me, that is so awesome. You are awesome. So you've heard of ADF. You understand what it is. And you've done your research. You've investigated. Is this something that you want to do? Is it something that you can do? You've looked at the structure and you've accepted that there are going to be challenges and hard moments, and you're ready to move forward. So here are my 3 tips. So my first tip to be successful at alternate day fasting is to make a statement. And that statement will include 3 things. It's a declaration. It's your mission statement. It's for you. It's very individual. It's not what Sally is doing or Susie is doing or the other person down the block. This is so for you. This whole process is you. So in your statement, declaration, promise to yourself, you're going to be required to write down 3 things, or state. Say it out to the universe, pray about it. But I suggest write it down. You want to write down what, why, and how. So the what at this stage is fairly simple. We're going to only talk about alternate day fasting. So the what is alternate day fasting. Where it gets more intimate is your why statement. This is where you're going to sit down and you're going to write down, and you can start generic, but you want to get deeper and deeper as you go. So why do you want to do it? If you're right off the top is to lose weight, go a little bit deeper. Why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to heal your body? Why do you want to balance your hormones? Why do you want to look younger? All of these things you want to write down, because if you just go into any program whatsoever and say, I'm going to do this because I want to lose weight. I don't know about you, but I have done that so many times in the past and I have not succeeded, or it hasn't been sustainable. This is the critical step. Make your declaration. What, why, and how. So we've talked about what, we're going to do ADF. Why, whatever your reasons are. Weight loss, balance your hormones, feel good, be more energetic, have more vibrancy. All of the reasons that are important to you, write them down. Go deep, make a big list. I say spend most of your time on your why list. Once you have your why list, then we're at the 3rd step, which is how. How are you going to do ADF to accomplish your whys in a way that you're going to succeed? So your how could be you're doing alternate day fasting. How are you going to do that? Are you going to do the strict protocol of 36 hours fast, 8 to 10 hours in an eating window? And then to go a step further is what constitutes that? In my 36-hour fast, I only drink water and coffee. Other people incorporate sparkling water. Other people put a splash of cream in their coffee. But So I just want to say a couple more things about the how portion of your declaration, your statement, because I think at this stage it's important to solidify the other 2 things. So how are you going to do ADF? I highly recommend a true alternate day fasting. There are many variations out there, but what I've seen and what I've experienced is a true alternate day fast is what works. I've lost quite a bit of weight. I'm healing. I'm reaching all my whys. So I'm only going to speak really of the true strict alternate day fasting. And what I did is I factored in my wiggle room. Where was I willing to have a little bit of gray area? So that way, if your goal is to do a strict 36-hour fast, and I highly recommend prioritizing your fast protocol. And so you want to factor in some wiggle room, whether it be a beverage that you want to include in your fasting. I stick to strict water and coffee. Occasionally I have sparkling water, but I try not to do too much sparkling water because it affects my gut. And part of my why is that I want to heal my gut. Some people put in their wiggle room, they include a splash of cream in their coffee. You just figure out what you want to incorporate in that wiggle room And then the next part of that is once you have your how, that what I call my no option zone, or anything outside of that. Just, it's like a real mental shift. It's a mental commitment that anything outside of this 3-part statement is not an option. Like, there's no negotiation. There's no dialogue around it. You set it, and then once you have your what, why, and how, you execute and stay solid. That's all it takes. Is just commit to that. I can't even stress enough that this is the main building block of your success with alternate day fasting. So the third tip or part of this plan for success, this plan to meet your goal, to lose the weight, to get there, is consistency. Stick to it. It's baby steps. I'm doing it. And literally, that discipline is sometimes minute by minute or hour by hour. And now it's not that intense anymore. It gets easier. But that consistency is how you're going to build the house or build your success. You've implemented tip number 1. You've done tip number 2. Now just put one foot in front of the other. Keep going. Don't stop. Stay disciplined. Be consistent every day, every hour, every minute. Okay, so here we are. If you're still with me, that is so awesome. If you like my content, hey, hit like and subscribe to my channel. I have more stuff coming. And I've also been sharing my weekly or my day-to-day journey through this in the form of a weekly vlog. So yeah, bonus tip is totally stay out of the comparison game. Because this is such a unique building foundation, is it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing or how they've gotten to where they have gotten, because we are all building what we call success. We're self-defining what success is. So so really important. Don't get into the comparison game. So my next bonus tip is boundaries, the hard one. This is beyond the step of all the things that we built in our statement, all of our commitment to be disciplined and consistent. Then boundaries comes into play when you have to deal with external circumstances, people, places, or things. And part of this is knowing what you can control and what you can't. For me, I've worked really hard at establishing boundaries over the span of my life. And I love where I'm at this place, because what happens is when you get solid with anything, and I'll just share ADF. So if you've done all the things that I've just suggested here, you will be solid. You will know what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and you've made the promise to yourself to be disciplined and consistent. That is so solid. So when some external circumstance comes around, somebody brings donuts to work and it's your fast day and they walk up to you and put a donut on your table, you can just say, no, thank you. You don't have to engage in any kind of dialogue or any kind of debate. In fact, I highly recommend not doing that. A boundary is just simply saying, no, thank you, I'm good. Or, when I look back at all the times I've done these radical things, like when I was keto, if I went out for dinner with somebody and they said, here, Deb, have a piece of cake, I'd say, no, I'm doing keto. That seems to be socially accepted. For some reason, I guess because it's still fairly new, but people get really freaked out when you say you're fasting. And I think too is also recognizing that what you can control is your reaction, because people have their stuff. When people project things onto you where, you know, you'll hear, oh my God, that's so wrong. You shouldn't do that. You're hurting your body. You da 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 da. You're already solid because you've done all the things back from earlier in the video. You've done your research. You know what you're doing and why and how you're doing it. So, you know, don't put yourself in situations that are going to rattle you. I mean, boundaries is such a highly researched thing. It's very complex, but I highly recommend establishing even very general boundaries, especially in the first 21 days of your alternate day fasting lifestyle. So for my surprise that I promised, I realized that I advocate highly for anybody who's looking to succeed at anything is to not rely on external support systems to foster that sense of success for yourself. I believe that that has to come from an internal place. And this is something that I've been working on all my life. And so I understand that not everybody knows what that is or even how to do it. So I decided that because I'm successful with ADF and I've taught this in many parts of my career. So I decided that I would be interested in taking 3 people to be their accountability coach on, you know, for 21 days. And I have just a very generic program that I feel could help somebody who isn't aware of what is required to do that. Sorry. So if you are interested in something like that, you know, maybe you've been in groups or you've done it with a buddy, but they've fallen off or whatever your situation is. If you're looking for a real one-on-one, I'm willing to do that. I figured I can take on 3 people and each person be their accountability coach for 21 days at no cost. It's me helping someone else, and those 3 people I feel would be helping me, because I feel like this is something that I can do in the future, but I'm just building it. So it would be us helping each other. So if this is something that you're interested, I have my email contact in the description box. I would love to hear from you. Just tell me a little bit about yourself, why you're doing this, and and then we'll just start the dialogue. And yeah, so also guys, if you got value from this video, hit the like, and if you want to see more from me, subscribe, and I will see you soon.